Okay. Hello, everyone. I would like to welcome you in behalf of the International Grain Forum. This is the Black Sea and Danube weekly grain brief. We are analyzing previous week market as well. We are analyzing the main drivers shaping this week market. We have honor to have two outstanding experts with us, Ikonija and Sergey for Ikon shipping and for famous UkrAgroConsult. And many thanks for both of you for sharing your valuable expertise with us this morning. So without further ado, Sergey, I would like to give the floor to you first and ask you what you are seeing for most important in previous week and how you are seeing this week trading. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Well, hi everybody. Please, next slide. I would like to say some words about my company. UkrAgroConsult company was established 30 years ago. Next slide, please. We're not traders, not brokers, only consulting company. Next slide, please. This is key our products, informational products. It is market intelligence platform AgriSub. Everybody is able to join this platform to receive all needed information, figures, forecasts, and also lineup reports, weekly lineup reports, about vessels calling in and out to Pivdeni, to Odessa port, to Chernomorsk ports, and also to ports of Constanța in Romania, and lineup also of Bulgarian Varna port. Well, so our analysis, our business covers not only the biggest Black Sea countries like Ukraine and Russia, but also we know the growing importance of other countries, like Romania, Bulgaria, Serbia, and other Danube countries. Well, next slide, please. As for 2025 production of key oilseed, this production increased, but only soybean export expanded in 2025. And the lower exports of rapeseed and sunflower seed, as for me, these are indications of growing local oilseed crushing, oilseed processing. Next slide. And in the Black Sea and Danube countries, soybean area decreases, while area of rapeseed and sunflower are growing. Next slide. And in spite of bad weather, sunflower and rapeseed production in 2025 is better compared to 2024. And in contrast to this, soybean harvest is expected to decrease, not considerably to decrease, but still to be lower in 2025. Next slide, please. Global sunflower seed production is growing in 2025 and is growing rather impressive. Next slide. And European countries, Ukraine, Russia, are leaders in this sunseed production, and these countries will increase their shares in the global sunseed supply. Argentina share will be less in 2025. And maybe this is one of the reasons why Argentina lifted all export duties on sunflower in the sunflower seed sector. Next, please. And this is UkrAgroConsult forecast of the 2025 harvest in the Black Sea and Danube region. And this forecast is based on two factors, on two key factors. Well, the first one is weather. Well, but it is generally known that in spite of the bad news, the weather, summer weather in 2025 was better compared to last year. Well, and the next driver, the next factor for the making this forecast is crop margins. It was some kind of margin crisis in 2024 in the majority of the South Europe and Central and Eastern European countries. This crisis, lower margins were explained by higher input costs. So demand was lower, and margins were below break evens, and negative liquidity was almost all across the supply chains. Well, as for Ukraine, the crop margin recovered only in late 2024 after the sharp drop in 22-23. And after this recovery, farmers started what we call started race for margin. They expanded crops with the highest margins, with the highest profitability, and with the biggest drought resistance. Next slide, please. Well, as for Ukraine, so in 2025, land distribution between crops considerably changed. Wheat and sunflower seed were the winners in Ukraine, and in competition between corn and soybeans, soybean area was down and corn area increased. Well, again, please note this is for Ukraine, as in other Black Sea countries, well, like Bulgaria, for example, corn area decreased year by year. Well, so next slide, please. Well, in Ukraine, sunflower seed production is still unclear. As harvesting reports are very contradictory. Well, in the extreme south, the yields were even lower than 1 ton per hectare. Well, it is for the first time in the history. Well, and it was a great hopes that after moving of sunset harvesting to the central part of Ukraine, to west, to north of Ukraine, the yields will increase and compensate the critically low yields in the south. Well, but it appeared that even after 40% of sunflower seed area harvested, by now the average yield is still below 2 tons per hectare. Well, next slide, please. Well, as for profitability, well, I would like to draw your attention to the high margins of the high premiums for the high-oleic sunflower seed. This year in 2025, high-oleic sunflower seed area expanded in Ukraine up to 300. Other estimation is 330,000 hectares. Next slide, please. And again, the key factor, the key driver of this area expansion is higher, impressive spread and impressive premiums for high-oleic sunflower in 2024 and 2025. In early 2025, next slide. And the next factor to predict the area and production expansion is higher imports to Ukraine of sunflower seed for sowing. Please, next slide. This is a forecast of high-oleic sunflower seed production in Ukraine. It is estimated at level of 660,000 tons, and almost all high-oleic sunseed will be crushed in Ukraine, and exports of high-oleic sunflower oil is estimated at 270,000 tons. Well, please, next slide. Almost all sunflower oil will be exported from Ukraine, as domestic consumption of high-oleic sunflower oil is almost negligible due to, again, rather high prices compared to regular sunflower oil. And we suppose that exports in the 25-26 will be at level of 270,000 tons. Well, next slide, please. I would like to indicate, to show the growing demand for high-oleic sunflower oil. Another factor of comparatively quick growth of consumption of high-oleic sunflower oil is a decline in production of other high-oleic vegetable oils. This is the quite clear correlation between olive oil production and exports of high-oleic sunflower oil. Well, the lower is oleic production and consumption, the higher is demand for high-oleic sunflower oil. Well, next slide, please. European countries are the key destination of exports of high-oleic oil from Ukraine. Well, the next region of which quickly increases consumption and demand for high-oleic vegetable oils, primarily for sunflower oil, is Asian countries. Please, next slide. And in spite of sharp drop of sunflower of high-oleic sunseed oil export to Asian countries, we predict high rates of growth of consumption and demand and exports. So the exports of high-oleic sunseed oil to Asian countries, primarily to China and Malaysia. Well, next slide. So in my summary, I'd like to draw your attention once more to the high rates of the increase of the demand and consumption for the high-oleic sunflower oil. And I'm sure that development of this industry will determine the global trends of the oilseed and vegetable oil sector in the coming 3-5 years. Well, next slide, please. Well, some words about the forum organized by UkrAgroConsult company. Just a couple of weeks, we met in Bucharest. It was Black Sea Oil Trade Forum. Well, delegates from 26 countries joined this event. Well, and the key topics to discuss for discussions were what are the answers, how to modify the business strategy to ensure the highest and long-term profitability and high margins of the oilseed industry. Next slide, please. Well, thank you very much for your attention. This is my presentation. I will be happy to answer to your questions. Please feel free to contact me anytime. I will be happy to continue our contacts. Once more, thanks to Novi Sad Commodity Exchange for this event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sergey, for valuable insight. And from the side of the commodity exchange, we can agree with you. It is like a questionable futures of the corn production in the Black Sea region, but we'll see how things will going. So just one note, if you have any question, please write it in the comment below, and we will do our best to answer. Thanks once again, Sergey. And Ikonija, could you please give us an insight of the Danube logistics? Thanks.
Yes, of course. You can just forward. I wanted to say something and to make impact on the facts. Since the beginning of the last year, all forecasts, all analyses, all expectations were false. So if you remember, in the beginning of the last year, we were making plans for March, for April, for June, and the crop was all things, all the facts, which was an evidence in the beginning of the last year. We were expecting the transport to the Danube will be full, so all side was okay. And until June of the last year, we made some plans and we believed in some expectations and experts' analyses. But the whole last year, until the end of the last year, we were expecting major decisions of the West and of the East first of all, to stop the war in Ukraine. And then after nothing happened, regarding loading of the barges on the Danube in Serbia and our neighbors, surroundings countries, then after this pessimistic, very bad situations of the last year, we were expecting some changes in the beginning of this year, in the sense that the war will finally stop, and nothing happened. And now today, from this perspective, in this year we have again the same situation as for the last year. So also the forecasts and prognosis and analysis of this year was also false. So no plans, no expectations, no forecasts. So I don't know what's going to be regarding loading barges this year, but it seems we don't have any evidence and material facts on which base we can make one plan. So until now, until 1.5 years, we are in the darkness. And all the things during the conference, during my participations on each conference from the beginning of the last year up to now, all experts gave only a statement on facts. Statement of facts, missing cargo, bad prices, and what else? The drought, climate change, and alpha toxins. And until now, we haven't got any problem solving. And that's the reason. So, Vlado, I just want to say something positive. Okay, this is the situation in agrobusiness. And it seems we don't have any further plans and expectations until the end of this word. But if we see, could you please just scroll up? Just want to check. For last year, I expected from the Agency for Poor Government some bad results regarding, just scroll up the slide, please, one to another. Yes, this is my index. I just want to check the situation. If the situation is totally bad regarding export and import of Serbia, next, please. I won't comment the index, this is not the team. So if we compare the export and import from the last year and this year's, we cannot see significant changes. Next, scroll, please. And then regarding agriculture, okay, agriculture was negative, had a negative results of this year's, but this year's and the last year. But if we get next week, please, just next scroll. Okay. It is mistake. That's not the first quarter. I mean, from the January to January, from June, if we compare the situations of the export value from the last year, from January, not the first, but the first and the second quarter of the last year, okay, we could see some increasing in the export. Agro-business is in crisis now, but that it doesn't mean that in the global market in Serbia that the situation is totally bad. While manufacturing and mining sector made an impact on the export, and when we can check import value, the situation is not so bad as according to the expectations. Next scroll, please. What I wanted to say. Okay, you can see the dates. You can see the dates, the facts which is expected to agriculture, but we have different sources. What we can expect this year. As I said on the beginning of this speech, all these sources we cannot take as a rule, as it is in the reality. Next scroll, please. Yes, and these are some, according to statistics and expectations, these are some expectations for this year regarding wheat production and corn productions. We will see if it is the truth. And next, please, what I want to say. Okay, this is also regarding total transport. What I want to say, Vlado, the same thing as I've been saying since 1.5 years, that the river transport is in crisis, and we still haven't done anything in order to improve the status of the vessel owners. Why? For if you can see the situation, I think this is historical situations in there. You cannot sell cargo, okay, missing cargo, but in case that there is no missing cargo, I think we have enough quantity of wheat. Corn is problematic due to alpha toxins, etc. But logistics cannot suffer only. I mean, waterborne transport logistics is the only one who must suffer under the global situations. What is it? We have cargo. We have enough cargo. Okay, we have not enough cargo as we expected. But our cargo is in checkmate position, as I told, not only in Serbia, but also in Hungary and Upper Romania. Why? We have cargo, even of a good quality. We cannot sell this cargo according to the actual prices. Why? While our FOB Serbian prices are as well as the same as, for instance, FOB Vienna or Regensburg and such. And I'm talking about the upstream's cargo flow. Regarding downstream's cargo flow, where the Constanza is our capital, when we are talking about the waterborne transport and cargo flow from our country to the Black Sea, the freights are totally miserable. And despite of the fact that the freights are totally miserable, this situation has been for a long time. It is since Mount that the situations of the freight increase has been improved. And now, if you ask me for the freights, this is the situation when you also cannot add normally clause in the cargo booking note for water level additions on the basic freight is not anymore the case. So we have a lot of tonnage, a lot of supplies, also high demand, but trading cannot be fulfilled, while even if you add the freights which are historically bad, you cannot sell our cargo on the Black Sea, for you cannot reach the world global market prices. And this situation has still been repeating and lasts for a long time. And despite of the fact of existing cargo, of the cargo of existing good quality, I'm not talking only about the cargo of the bad quality, despite of the logistic, which is totally supporting trading, the expected amount to be loaded on the Danube are not, there has not been terms in order to fulfill all commercial contracts for now. But can you please just scroll? This is my iconic. This is my pictures, which is my orientations on the market. So this is the evidence of the agency report of Gamenets. So if you remember the situations when during the whole conference from the last year, only bad things, only bad texts were stated. But if you compare the quantity of cargo which were transshipped in the Serbian port, the situation is not as well as we have been expected. Okay, grains are under decrease from saldo of grains, of trading of grains is less, for instance, from 4.5% of the expected share in the whole total export. It is now 1% less than it is usually. But if you check this evidence, this is a statement of facts of the transshipped cargo on the Danube. The situation is not so alarming, it's not so bad. Okay, grains are participating in the total amount of the transported and transshipment cargo on the Danube of about 13% of the total amount of transshipped cargo. So this is also the picture. Okay, there is included also Serbian transport, cabotage, and transit of the vessels, but this is our orientation that the things are not so good as when it's talking to be. So could you please just scroll next? If we check the total amount of the transported cargo, in comparison to last year, we cannot see significant changes, which is the sign of some kind of stabilization of the transported cargo. If we see also waterborne transport range and the transported cargo, when comparing this year and the previous year, we can also not see some pessimistic signs or some alarming signs. Next slide, please. If it's okay, that's it. So this is some in general things, general picture, logistics, waterborne, Danube, and Rhine also. Danube is the blood system. Okay, from the one side, agro-business is in crisis, but also the vessel owners are in crisis. But if you see the blood pictures, as we have seen on the evidence statement of facts of the evidence of the transshipped cargo in Serbia, this is like when you go to the doctor, when you make a picture analysis of the blood, and if it's all okay, then you mean that the body is totally physically okay. So in these situations, it seems that the state is totally physically okay, but there are some psycho problems, if you can see. So I think that the problem solving is, I think it is for sure that problem solving is depending only on some figures, political figures of this world, as well as has always been. But I really hope that our traders, we have incredible professional competitive traders, and also logistic people, our logistics people are totally competent. I think they will find some solution in the near future.
Thank you. Ikonija, could you tell us, please, where the market is at, from Serbia? Is it possible to guess some price range per tons to Constanța or something? And where is this comparing to the previous period, please?
I am ashamed.
I'm not sure. It's not easy.
Really, it's shame. It's shameful to say that the freights from Serbia to Constanța has been outraged even per 10%. Sometimes was some increase to 13, 15 euros, but exceptional cases when you need to respect the partnership with your long-term partners. But Vlado, I will tell you, it is shameful for the freight of 10 euros for a motor vessel. Even for motor vessel, it's disaster. It's better to stay until further notice, not to load, to stop business until you find some business model. You work today as vessel owner to survive. You must find sustainable model, business model, and not profitable business model. Profitability is excluded, totally excluded. What I did, and so if you ask me concretely for the freights, okay, it is 15 euros, it's some minimum. But with 15 euros, you can go with your crew, with your vessel, if all going well, until Cherna Voda to spend all your profits. So it is not the point, the sense to work only for your long debts. And I can't see any solution. What's going on? Big owners will survive. That's the life, Big sharks will survive, and small fishes are around big sharks. That's the market. That's life. But many convoys have so many barges, empty barges, which have been staying on the Danube, while there is no sense to start engine. And 10 euros is it became absurd situations. You have 10 euros from Hungary to Serbia, from Serbia to Constanza, from Constanza to Serbia. It's ridiculous. And Danube, what is the problem? We have seen climate changes which made an impact on the agribusiness. Danube, these situations from these years, okay, we were expecting that water level will decrease. These are normal situations. But what's the problem now? From this point of view, you cannot take historical evidence of the Danube to make a logistic dynamic dispatch plan, for you don't know what will be with the Danube. These bad situations with the water level of the Danube has been bad since for a long time. We had periods of the water level decrease. We made plans, but we will make after the water level improving, which was expected. The period of improving was about 2 weeks, maximal 2 weeks. For now, today, okay, it was been some rain. Today you can load, for instance, on the draft 2,14. I always load on the lower draft in order to avoid situations for the convoy to stuck somewhere, for this is also disaster. And today I can say the Danube starts to be normalized water level. You cannot load the full capacity. In my opinion, I would load today on the draft 2,4, but I would decide for sure 2,3. But just in case that I'm sure that I will arrive to Constanza in 5 days. For the situations on the Danube is totally out of control. You make prognosis forecast and only for 4 days or 5 days. And it can happen, what happened also 1 month ago, it can happen that the forecast has automatically changed and the water levels dropped and you cannot do anything. Just pray God for water level improve. But today it's okay. And in the following days, we can load barges, not totally normally, not full capacity, but on some draft 2,3 would be okay in case of fast, rapid loading and transit time of 5 up to 7 days.
Okay, Ikonija, many thanks. There is a lot of challenges. That was the point. Very low prices. Another challenging of Danube. It's very good to know about it and to learn about it. So many thanks to you. So we will once again we will answer all of your questions in the comment, please. And I just have to thank you, Ikonija. Thank you, Sergey, for valuable insight, for excellent expertise, and thank you for all of you joining us today. And see you at the same time next week. Thank you very much and have a good day. Bye.
Thank you, Vlado. Have a good day. Stay home to all.